The above guide for inquiry given by the Buddha is still valid as it was 2,500 years ago. He approved the liberty of inquiry as a fundamental human right even in the field of religion. Present-day inquiry is based on the scientific method. The steps could be simplified as 1. Identify the problem especially. By defining problems properly, you make them easier to solve, which means saving time, money, and resources. Number 2. Study the problem by observing, analyzing, etc. It allows you to find solutions to common problems and make informed decisions about which action to take. Number 3. Propose a hypothesis. If you want to test a relationship between two or more things, you need to write hypothesis if you start your experiment or data collection. Number 4. Test the hypothesis by empirical experiment. This process is a central part of a scientific method, leading to the proving or disproving of a hypothesis and a better understanding of the world as a result. Number 5. Conclude. It provides closure for the reader while reminding them of the importance of the paper. In the field of science, students need to be trained in scientific inquiry, beginning from the primary level. In our schools, teachers often complain that students are passive in questioning. Such passivity is obviously a consequence of a teacher-centered education. Next is decision-making. We tend to think that decision-making is a simple act, but on a closer look, it may reveal itself to be a complex involving many dimensions such as ethical, organizations, legal and political, and so on. Our decisions affect our families, organizations, and those people who are involved with the issue. Obviously, it is a highly intellectual, personal, and socially responsible act. Education should help students to be skillful decision maker. Generally, decisions fall into three types. Number 1 is routine decisions. This is the first and most common type of individual decision you make. These are daily decisions that you give little or no thought to. They are usually habitual or instinctive, such as you eat, wear, and do every day. They don't require you to make a strategic decision. Next is impulsive decision. It is acting or tending to act suddenly and without careful thought, resulting from a sudden impulsive decisions. The last one is responsible decision. It is the ability to make constructive and respectful choices about personal, behavioral, and social interactions based on consideration of ethical standards, safety concerns, social norms, the realistic evaluation of consequences, various actions, and well-being of yourself and others. A decision making can be simply stated as, where I am going, what should I do now, where I do really want to go, what should I do now to go where I want to go. The process of responsible decision making undergoes 6 stages. Number 1, recognize, analyze, and define the problem. Number 2, collect information as much as possible. Number 3, generate alternatives. Number 4, evaluate each alternative considering its viability, benefits, and consequences. Number 5, select the best alternative and implement. Number 6, appraise the success. Moral judgment. Being moral defined as Number 1. Concerning principles of right and wrong behavior, ethical. Number 2. Based on people's sense of what is right and just, not on legal rights and obligations. Number 3. Following standards of right behavior, good and virtuous. In this context, it is very important for teachers to understand the stage of moral development of children. For instance, Jean Piaget, the well-known researcher on children's cognitive development, postulates 4 stages of moral development. To present the stage in a nutshell, in the earliest stage, the child is self-centered, where he thinks what is good for me is good. This is a stage where the child seeks discipline by imitating and seeking for confirmation with adult standards of behavior. Most of the children in the lower primary are at this age. Third, they develop into thinking that what is good for my peers is good for me. In this, they are highly attracted to peer groups.